You are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box.
Let's not bury the lead, ladies and gentlemen. Ilia Topuria with a dominant unanimous decision victory over Josh Emmett this weekend. Busted him up. Majority of the fight took place on the feet, standing. Jab was tremendous. Defense was tremendous. Ilia Topuria looked unbeatable on Saturday night. And I had the sub. I thought he was going to implement a little bit more of that groundwork. He did in the fifth round, and I feel like he could have had his way with him if he really wanted to, but he was having success wherever he wanted to. So this was really, truly just a mismatch, and now we know why the number was the way it was.
Yeah, he took some shots too, like not too many, but I thought I don't know, man. Ilia Topuria, that's somebody we've been high on for a while. And I think he's just getting better and better.
Yeah.
Each fight, every time we see him. I mean, how old is he? 26 still? He's not even 27. Like, Brendan Allen's starting to put things together, and he's 27 only.
Yeah.
Macy Barber also, I think she's like 24. All three of them had amazing nights, amazing performances. Their stock went through the roof, all three of them. Two of them got a finish. One of them, I mean, we haven't seen Topuria go 5 rounds.
Yeah.
In his UFC debut, he went 3 rounds with Yusuf Zalal, and he started to look a little tired. And it's crazy. He's already 6-0 in the UFC. I feel like he just made his debut. And he's seen a bunch of different styles. He's won fights in different ways. He overcame a lot of adversity against Jai Herbert, moving up a weight class, moved back down, took care of Bryce Mitchell. I mean, that was easy. That was his first out. Josh Emmett, always a tough out, hits hard. And he was able to wrestle him and pretty much just beat him everywhere. I mean, the fight could have been stopped probably after the 4th round, but at the end of the 4th, I believe, is when Josh Emmett threw, a couple decent shots and was still fighting. He was still, in the fight. But man, he was taking a nice little beating. What did you think about the 50-42 scorecard?
I was just going to bring that up. I think that's
Chris
fucking
Lee.
Insane. 10-7 in that round. I mean, 10-8, fair enough, but I didn't think that man was getting beat up to that point. I think the 10-7 was just a little extra, but truly didn't matter. I think he got 1 round of any of the scorecards, and probably rightfully so. That's just how it went. I mean, he got dominated, man. There's really nothing you can say other than that. First round was somewhat close, but I still thought that Ilia Topuria won. And after that, it was smooth sailing. And what do we have here? 50-44, 50-42, 49-45. So a little all over the place, but at the same time on the same side. So I can't get too upset about it.
I mean, you can never – when you have Chris Lee and Sal Diamato, you always know something's going to happen.
Yeah.
There's going to be a score. I mean, there's only been 3.
I mean, some of the refs they were bringing out too, might I add. Well, like, who the fuck is this guy? There was a lot of who the fuck is this guy going on this weekend.
Do you remember the last time there was a 50-42 scoring in the UFC? It was in 2021. Calvin Kattar, Max Holloway.
Really?
I think there was just 3 10-8s. Whereas in this fight there was one 10-8 and then there was one 10-7. So I guess there was 2 10-8s. But also only Chris Lee had a 10-8 in round 3 and a 10-7 in round 4, which is kind of crazy. The other 2 had a 10-8 in round 4.
Yeah.
I don't know if Chris Lee was pissed at Josh Emmett. He's like, I want to keep taking points from you. I don't care. In boxing, it makes sense. You get knocked down twice, 10-7. You get knocked down 3 times, 10-6. Anything more than that, the fight's probably over. You're not going to give it out 10-5 or 10-4. But you see those in boxing much more frequently. There's only been 3 in UFC history. Rich Franklin was involved in one in 2006, and Mene and Castillo in 2001. I forgot to look up who exactly they are. Maybe Danny Castillo. I'm not sure if that was him or not. But the fact that those really don't happen much, I think tells you a lot about Chris Lee. Either way, this is not about Chris Lee. It's about Ilia Topuria and how he took care of Josh Emmett, systematically just outboxing, just jabbing the fuck out of him, knocking him down, taking him down, getting his back, landing some shots. And when he wants to throw low kicks, it's something I would love to see Ilia do more. But when he was throwing those leg kicks, devastating. Excuse me. Didn't go to the body as much as Josh Emmett, but I think a lot of that was because Josh Emmett couldn't find the head of Ilia Topuria, and Ilia was finding the head of Josh Emmett easily. So 28% significant strikes landed for Josh Emmett, really low. 43 of 232 to the head, man. Ilia Topuria's boxing has just gotten so much better.
The jab was
His movement,
phenomenal, man. That jab. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Pumping it. No, I'm sorry. Just pumping it with ease, just with extreme ease. You know, he just made it look simple. His movement, his body language, everything about him in that fight, his cardio. You know, he didn't go balls to the wall, but he can go balls to the wall. I think maybe his striking defense is the only weakness of his game.
Yeah.
And, you know, how many people could you say that about? Like, that's a lot of UFC fighters who have a striking defense issue in a way. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's really going to hurt him. Like, I guess, you know, he fights a Yair Rodriguez or Alexander Volkanovski or Max Holloway, which I think one of those three has to be next, in my opinion. Yeah. I know, you know, he's still young and whatnot, but what more do you need to see? He's taken pretty much Josh Emmett's spot at 5, and he's leveling up each fight. If he takes a couple months off and waits for it, does Max have a fight? I feel like he does, right, with Korean Zombie?
Yes. Yeah,
that's going to be a layup, man. That's a tune-up fight. Mm-hmm. So,
sometime in the fall,
yeah, maybe
those two run it.
Maybe you know, you wait, or if Ilia wants to stay busy, move up, take a nice little fight at 155. I don't care, man. It's funny if you ever listen to him speak Spanish and then speak English. He sounds like completely different. Like in Spanish, he sounds kind of like a killer, like. You know, he's got that bravado, that machismo, and in English, it's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of cool to watch like the change, but also it's very cool to see all the Spanish figures. I know he's Georgian, you know, he was born in Georgia, but he's kind of adopted Spain as his homeland, and they've adopted him. Sergio Ramos, that's a big time athlete showing up, and you know, he wasn't staying in Jacksonville long. He got on a plane, went right to Miami, and partied it up that night. So I think Ilia Topuria has a chance, maybe not Conor level, but I think he has a chance to really put Spain on the map. I mean, who has Spain had as a superstar in combat sports?
Juan Espino?
That's your boy.
Hey, man, I've lost a fair amount of money on Mr. Espino.
You know, I love Joel Alvarez as much as the next guy, but he's more of an exciting fighter. I mean, I guess, you know, when it comes to boxers, you have Roberto Duran, Julio Cesar Chavez. I'm trying to think of other Carlos Monzon, Alexis Arguella, but those are a long time ago. Like, there hasn't really been a Spanish combat athlete that's been, you know, a superstar. And I think Ilia Topuria, they have a really good chance at finding something. I mean, if they want to go to Spain, host an event, you could definitely put them on there, and they would show the fuck out. I don't see why they wouldn't. You know, just like who did Conor go to Ireland and fight? Was it Brimage or no? Dennis Seaver? I thought he fought one of them in his first couple fights was in Ireland, and that's, you know, pretty much when he blew up.
Dennis Seaver, I think, because the place went nuts and he jumped out and he went after Jose Aldo, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. That was, and I think Ilia Topuria is, you know, he's not a prospect anymore. He's ready for the, you know, number one contenders fight or the title fight, or, you know, because you never know, a guy gets hurt, Volkanovski loses and then gets hurt or something, and he's out for a year. You never know. And plus, Alex and Max, they're on the way out. You know, I think they're both still in their prime-ish. I think they both still have a lot to give, but, you know, they're not going to be around for another 3-5 years. Alexander Volkanovski is the longest reigning champion currently. That's not going to last long. You know what I mean? Like, that might not last until his next fight. We don't know. So I really like the stock of Ilia Topuria. If you're out there and you want to buy a UFC card, you buy an Ilia Topuria card right away. Ilia Topuria, Hamzat Chimaev, Shavkat Rakhmonov. Those are my top 3 quote-unquote prospects. I know they're all probably ready for a top 5 fight, right? So I don't know if you want to call them that, but I'm just I love Ilia Topuria. I love his whole game, and I know you do as well.
Yeah.
So you know, tell me a little bit of what you took away from this.
A couple things that I'd like to correct. One, the Conor fight was against Brandao
fuck, I forgot about that.
In Dublin. And I forget what the other thing was. One of the boxers you named was Panamanian. Oh, Roberto Duran, Panamanian. That's what I saw. I saw that pop up on my screen. I literally had to look at it because I thought the same thing, and I was like, wait, let me double check this.
Yeah.
I will say Ilia Topuria, I think he is so good that there's levels of his game that have not even been shown because he's so good on the feet. He really, I mean, to have as many submissions as he did coming into the UFC and then to just basically be fighting all of these fights essentially in the stand-up. And he'll fight at 55 and he'll get hurt. And he's like, there's nothing that Ilia Topuria, El Matador, hasn't shown us that we should be like questioning a part of his game. He is 100% ready for that championship level of fight. Now, I don't know what could be next for him. And a name like Arnold Allen would be fun, but I think he's won in a title no matter what. Or he could probably fight for the title straight away if Volkanovski is able to get through Yair. Really, what else is next for him at 45? The thing is, you don't know what's going to happen next at 45. Is he going to jump up to 55 and then you're going to have to fight for an interim belt? I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Max Holloway has a little bit of a bump in the road to
for sure
get over, just step over pretty quickly in Korean Zombie because it's a retirement fight for Korean Zombie essentially. And Max is still somewhat in his prime, looked great in the Arnold Allen fight. So it's really just what does Ilia, and there's Brian Ortega still just hanging out there. I don't really know what they're going to do with him or what the plan is, right? Because he's still hurt, I guess. We haven't really heard much about him.
Also, I think single. So
he is.
He's really going through it.
Yeah, so you got to watch out for that. He may be angry, or it may just consume him, and Mr. T City would have nothing.
In your girlfriend's DMs, if he's in my girlfriend's
I hope not.
DMs, she's as good as gone.
Yeah, I hope not. Yeah, listen, Ilia Topuria, I'm excited for whatever's next. This is one of those guys where he probably, other than Yair, I think Yair, the Volkanovski fight's going to be awesome. He presents as big of a problem. Volkanovski, for a while, was running through some boring sort of title defenses where he was just so much overmatching these guys. Now I think he has some serious competitors and contenders facing him right now. And it's not good. He's getting older. These guys are hungry, have been chasing him for years now. It's we're going to see really what Volkanovski is truly made of. I think he's definitely built. Nothing. Don't let that take away. But these are some serious guys that are hunting him down and coming after him. So I just love watching Ilia Topuria fight. I can't wait to see what's next. I think him and Holloway is the thing to do, though. I think that is fireworks, 5 rounds, some sort of fight night somewhere. I don't want it to be a 3-rounder on some pay-per-view. It has to get a 5-round, and let's figure out who truly is the best. But
you are now listening to the Hot Take Hot Box.